What's going on, guys? Gomes back again on another MLB The Show 19 Diamond Dynasty video. And now that we have reached, I think it's been a couple days, I think it's been 4 or 5 days since the launch of MLB The Show 19. This is a video that I had planned to do before the game even came out, and this is the 5 best and worst things of MLB The Show 19 so far, as we've seen so far. And believe me, it was hard to think of 5 worst things or 5 things that I really truly disliked about this game, which is a great thing. It was really difficult for me, like, what exactly is some, like, 5 things that I just do not like about this game. That was really difficult, so that was good, and it was pretty easy to think of 5 things that I did like, so that is a great sign for MLB The Show 19. I was thinking, should we start with the good, start with the bad? I think we are going to start with the good, my 5 favorite, 5 best things about MLB The Show 19, and the first thing is gameplay overall. So gameplay as a whole has been much improved in my opinion. You know, pitch speeds are higher. They are lower on the lowest difficulties, so for those casual players it is actually easier than ever to play, which I like. That is good, you know, for the people that just casually want to play a baseball simulation game and they don't want to have it be like uber competitive. They can just hop on the sticks and have, you know, a fun little experience and have that baseball simulation feel that, you know, they can't get on Xbox, they can't get anywhere else but PS4 on MLB The Show, unless you really consider RBI baseball to be a competitor, but personally I don't. So gameplay overall, I mean, like, the hitting as a whole has been improved. There is something about hitting that I will talk about, things that I did not really like about this game so far, at least. The fielding, you know, the increased urgency, the increased sense of urgency for the defensive fielders is good. I really like, what is it called, the ricochet meter. I'm really happy with that. I think that was a great addition to the game because, you know, it was just something that was kind of difficult in the past, and it makes it a lot easier. There's really so much to talk about gameplay that I really do like this year compared to previous years, but just know gameplay as a whole has been much improved from the past few years. Now, as you guys know, I am a Diamond Dynasty YouTuber. However, this video in particular, I didn't want it to be just about Diamond Dynasty because I know people who, you know, maybe are considering getting this game and, you know, don't really so like the Ultimate Team style game modes. I didn't want to just fill it with Diamond Dynasty, but I do want to talk about the content. I think it is fantastic this year. There's just so many different varieties of things to do. Obviously, ranked seasons, you know, which is your regular 9-inning competitive play style. Returns Battle Royale, which is you draft a team, play a quick 3-inning game, try to go 12-0 and get some really good rewards. Events, also they did release their first event. This one is trying to get this 85 overall Cliff Lee, a brand new legend, into the game. Conquest returns, you know, that you know, tournament battle style game mode, trying to take over the entire US map, and they even added more maps. You see a backwards K right there, and, you know, just some more stuff, and they will be adding more conquest stuff. Also moments, which I will get into in just a little bit. You guys will probably tell I really like moments, and just everything, you know, the collection rewards have been improved. Team affinity, which is kind of like the team epics, have been much improved from years past. The XP reward path is the key to get some of the best cards in the game, and you do not have to drop a penny or spend any of your stubs at all on the game to do so. So I really like that. And the most important thing is they really have talked about how they want to keep fresh content. There's going to be a content update, I believe, next Thursday. They'll be having a Twitch live stream, and then they will have a content update to follow it. So it looks like it's going to be fresh, frequent, and very good content for Diamond Dynasty. I am very excited. March to October is kind of an alternative to franchise. Clearly they spent quite a bit of time on the March to October mode, and personally I think it is really cool. At first I was a little bit skeptical, like, is it really going to be that interesting? Are people really going to be that into playing it? And honestly, I think so. So basically the premise behind March to October, if you do not know, you start new, and, you know, there's 4 different tiers. You have your favorites, contenders, underdogs, and long shots. So obviously, like, the Marlins and Orioles, teams that aren't so likely, it's going to be a lot more difficult to win the World Series, whereas you have your favorites, you know, the Yankees, the Astros, Cubs, those teams like that. It's going to be a lot easier. And basically, once you select a team, we're just going to select my Rays, of course, then you select a difficulty and you have corresponding rewards. Now, albeit these do kind of focus into Diamond Dynasty, so if you don't really care about Diamond Dynasty, you know, you probably won't use these rewards, but you know, you can still, you know, get them. You can still play the game and just have fun with playing the game itself. But obviously you can play on any of the difficulties. The lowest difficulty being rookie, you do not get very good rewards, but legend, you do get pretty good rewards. And basically what happens in March to October is you take your team, you start off in opening day, you try to win the game. Everything is, you rarely play full games. You jump in during the middle of the game, so it might be you're down, you have to retake the lead and win the game. You might be winning by 1 run in the 7th inning and you have to maintain the lead and win the game. And it's all based upon momentum. So you don't play every single game in the 162 game season. You only play a certain number. Maybe it's like 1 every 2 series or 2 every 2 series. So you don't play every game. And if you keep winning games, you'll get momentum, so then you will win more of your simulated games. You try to make the playoffs, and then you enter the postseason, and eventually your goal is to win the World Series. I think it's a really cool mode. Obviously, as I play Diamond Dynasty, it's a great way to tie in a more, you know, more franchise-felt game mode and have rewards go into Diamond Dynasty. So I think they did it really well. Moments are another thing that I really do love, and I'm going to access it through here because although, once again, the rewards are more so focused on Diamond Dynasty, you don't have to play Diamond Dynasty to really play the moments, because very rarely do you actually have to supply your own players, and that's one of the big reasons why I like it. So if we're just going to go to the storylines, for example, this Willie Mays set, you are going to get to use, you know, some of the best Willie Mays cards in the game. You do not have to supply them, you get them right off the bat, and you get to go into moments. So this one, 1954 was a career year for the Say Hey Kid, as he led the league in multiple hitting statistics while playing stellar defense. Put up MVP numbers in a 4-game series against the Phillies. So in 4 games, you have to tally 8 runs batted in and 3 extra base hits, and then you get Stub and XP rewards, which once again tied to Diamond Dynasty. So it really helps if you do play Diamond Dynasty as well and are interested in the rewards. But it's just a cool way to experience some of the best moments in baseball. Obviously, this is a program tied towards Diamond Dynasty, but they have a lot of cool stuff. Once again, they will be adding moments corresponding to the 2019 MLB season, so that's going to be really interesting, and I'm very excited. Moments have replaced the old way of grinding in Diamond Dynasty from, you know, just playing on computer versus rookie to now having a fun experience which actually feels like you have a purpose, and you get to try out some of the cards that you might want to get on your team. So I really do like moments. It is a great addition once again. And finally, for my 5th favorite thing, it is going back to Diamond Dynasty. Like I said, I didn't want to make everything about Diamond Dynasty. I think only like technically 2 things specifically are about Diamond Dynasty. It's tough because clearly they have focused more so on Diamond Dynasty than any other mode, which, you know, is what it is. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. It's just the direction they've kind of went in. But the quality of life changes has made this game so much more fun to play. We now have multiple lineups. So this is the team that I am using to grind on Diamond Dynasty currently. And then this is my main squad. I can flip between the two very easily, very quickly. And then I think you have up to 4 squads. So I really don't see a need of having any more than 4 squads, but it's just helpful so I don't have to, you know, have my main team, then plug in all of these players to go do that. And then when I want to go back and play ranked, I don't have to do it all over again. So it's really simple, it's really easy. I really do like that. Notifications are another good addition. Obviously, I don't think it shows any of them right now, but once I have a market order be fulfilled, I will have a notification show up in the top right hand corner of the screen, and you know, it tells me, you know, this guy sold. Somebody took the buy order on this card, so it helps you to know when things happen. And also for like moment challenges, of course, that's the primary way of grinding. They have in-game progress pop-up notifications. So once again, we'll just go to Willie Mays for an example again for the same one. Once you're in the game and you get, let's say if you get a RBI, it's going to show 7 more RBIs to go. So it helps so you don't have to, like, in the past, I would have to have like either a notebook or on my computer just like write down what I have to do left. So now it manually tracks for me. I can just see it while I'm playing the game, and it's really easy to understand and always know where you are at and what you need to do left. But now we are going to get into the 5 things that I do not so much like of MLB The Show 19 so far. Once again, these are not all going to be about Diamond Dynasty. I think only a couple of them, actually only one is going to be about Diamond Dynasty. The first two have to do with gameplay. Late and early hits, more so late hits, I think are kind of being a problem. You know, in years past we had the mantras, just late be great. I don't think we had a clever one for being early. That was more so last year, but you know, the timing is a little wonky at times. You know, hopefully they can find something to fix that. It is important to say it's not like game breaking though. It's not like, I don't think it's as bad as it was like in years past where like you really wanted to be late in order to do well. I think they more so prioritize being right on the ball. There's still honestly probably a lot about the PCI that we just have not learned yet, and we haven't learned the metas because it's only been a couple days. It's only March 30th. The game came out on the 26th, so it's only been 4 days. So there's probably going to be a lot more of a learning curve and stuff that we still have to figure out. But just so far off face value, I can say that late hits have been a bit of an issue. There also has just been some, you know, Texas Leaguers, some droopers. There's a lot of balls that just die, shallow fly balls that kind of feel like cheap hits because you're jammed, you're not really getting on the ball. So that is a little bit of an issue, but nothing I'm overly concerned about. Sticking with gameplay, this is about fielding miscues, and I know I said fielding overhaul has been overhauled and been better, which is definitely the case, but there are still a couple issues. Like I said, or what I didn't say before, is fielding definitely does matter. You can't just stick out whoever you want. If you guys have somebody who doesn't play on the position or are not a good defensive player, you're going to know about it because they are going to struggle making plays defensively. But there are a few things that I did notice the other day. I was playing with Ichiro, albeit this is live series Ichiro, but he still has pretty decent fielding. He dropped a ball wide, he dropped a ball, so that was really frustrating. And another one, I caught the ball with Ichiro and I was going to throw the ball in, and you guys know how you can cancel throws, you hit L1. He just stood there for about 3 to 4 seconds, probably more so 3. You know, it just feels longer than it really is probably, but he just stood there. I tried to move, I was not able to move him, and you know, a run was allowed to score while that happened. So that was really frustrating. I'm pretty sure there probably is a pretty simple way of fixing that. So once again, once I smooth it out, I am confident that it will be gone and it will be good. Franchise is definitely one of the things that I am very disappointed about with this game. Of course, I knew that I was going to be disappointed before the game even came out because we saw in the Twitch developer stream, they really did not add much. If you look at the franchise screen and you played last year's game, you'll notice it probably looks pretty much the exact same, which is disappointing. The only really things that they added to franchise mode was contract extensions throughout the middle of the year, and then you can have like drawback contracts, you know, like have let's say you sign a 3-year deal with a guy, the first year $20 million, $22 million, $25 million, or it could be like 25 million, 25 million, and 20 million. So you can just structure the contract differently. That's about it. They really didn't add anything else new into Diamond, or not to Diamond Dynasty, but franchise mode, which is disappointing. I know Create a Stadium is something we all like, but that would be kind of hard to do. I'm really frustrated that there's still no way to like change your team like accents or logos, because they literally have that, or like uniforms as well. They literally have that availability in Diamond Dynasty. So, you know, of course, I'm just an armchair developer. I don't really know exactly what goes on, but it's just frustrating because you'd think they could just take those assets in Diamond Dynasty and move them to franchise, and you could have you know, change your logo. If I'm the Twins and I don't like the Twins logo, I can change it. If I don't like the Twins uniforms, I can change them. So I really wish that is something that they would work on and allow us to have the availability to do. And then like relocation, you know, changing team names, everything of that sort. That's just stuff that's in every other games, sports games franchise mode, that is missing in MLB The Show. So hopefully next year, of course, online franchise as well is not in the game to those that do play it. It sucks. Back into Diamond Dynasty, I do want to talk a little bit about Stub Rewards. It does definitely seem like earning stubs is a little bit more difficult for the most part. Once again, this is one of the ones that I kind of had to stretch. It's not really much of a problem at all, but like I said, I had a hard time finding 5 things that I truly did not really like about this game. But if you go into the moments, and albeit a lot of these are single game missions, you know, just like 50 stubs, 200 stubs, 150 stubs, you know, sometimes it just doesn't seem like the rewards are that great for collections. Like, don't get me wrong, the stub rewards are decent. this is more so of a stretch. I really was having a hard time finding something, but I feel like these rewards were a little bit more last year than they were this year. Of course, the market as a whole is kind of down right now. Like, everything is much cheaper than it has been in years past, which can be a good or a bad thing depending on how you look at it. Packs are another thing I tie into that. This actually has less cards in it than last year, but it costs 500 more stubs. This is like their standard pack, although now it's called the show pack. Once again, of course, the pack odds are clearly better on these, which is a positive, but they do cost more and there are less cards, so that is one thing that I definitely noticed. The Stub Rewards are down a little bit, but it is not something I'm really too concerned about. We don't have the daily missions that had Stub and XP rewards last year. You know, you had those like souvenir packs, which actually were pretty decent. If you do remember, there's no daily missions that give you stubs, they just give you program stars, which is good, but I would like to see, you know, 200 stubs, 400 stubs here and there. But once again, not a really big deal. This is definitely a stretch that I had to do. And then finally, my last thing that I really did not so much like so far is about the moments. Pretty much everything else about moments I do like, just this one thing I don't really like. So moments, a key thing about moments. So if you look at this one plate appearance moment, if you don't complete this, you can restart it and you can keep doing it and doing it until you eventually complete it, which is great. Honestly, if that was not in moments, that would be a big kill to how good the mode actually is. But they do have that, so you know, this is one run batted in. So if you did not complete this the first time, the fact that you can restart it, run it back, and then have another go at it is really helpful. However, whenever you do multiple game ones, you have to back out and go back into the moment to reach the next game. I kind of understand why this is. I was actually talking to a buddy of mine, Sports Guru, actually, and I noticed that, yeah, this is inroad to the show. Like, if you are playing a series, you can keep transferring games and not have to go back to the main screen. So that is something that is a little disappointing. Once again, it's not really that big of a deal. I don't find load times to be that much. It's just slightly annoying. Slightly annoying is the best that I can say, because you do have to load out and load back in. It's really not much of an issue. It's one that I had to kind of stretch on, but the fact that it is inroad to the show, it would be nice if they could find a way to transfer that to the regular moments. And honestly, if that was in moments, that would just make moments probably my favorite addition to MLB The Show as a whole this entire year. But that is going to do it for my 5 favorite and 5 not so favorite things about MLB The Show 19 so far. Once again, we've only been 4 to 5 days within MLB The Show 19's launch so far, so obviously there could be more things that I like down the road, and there could be more things that I don't like so much down the road, but this is at least what we know so far. Let me know down below in the comments your favorite things and not so favorite things about MLB The Show 19. Hopefully, the developers, or I'm pretty sure they are looking, they're reading the forums, they're watching people's videos and streams, looking for the issues and things that people don't like about the game, and trying to fix it to make it a better experience for the players and the consumers as a whole. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like down below. Hope you guys have a great day, and there you guys, I'm out. Yay.